Recording now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Blab. I am here with the amazing Lisa Torres. And in case you don't know, I'm Shalonda Gordon, also known as the Online Marketing Angel, and thought about an idea to start bringing some individuals that are actually having pretty amazing results at their own level, where they are right now, online, marketing online, creating an income online, basically creating a complete lifestyle all online. And so what I decided to do was start doing these interviews. I've kind of wanted to do it for a long time, and maybe you can relate where there's something you wanted to do and just didn't do it and that kind of thing. So you just weren't sure if you could or that kind of stuff, or how would it turn out. Honestly, I don't know how these are going to turn out either. My very first Blab. So I'm really excited to have everybody here. But most of all, today I have Lisa Torres. Now, I've known Lisa Torres since I think 2000, either 8 or 9. I think it was 8 actually, and came online. And it's the same story I always tell. If you've ever heard me tell a story, Lisa kind of cracks up. And I tried to get the image so I could show you guys, but I couldn't. But when I was online, I was new, guys. I came online with a chemistry background, knew nothing about marketing, never even thought twice about it, but knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, had a network marketing business, and wanted to find a way to do it without having to walk up on strangers. You know, I'm a single mom, and I just don't think it's safe. I don't think it's safe to walk up on strangers. Like, do you keep your business opportunities open? Like, no. So when I got online, I see this lady called the Social Butterfly. Now, she had this picture. She was in New York at the time. There was this picture of her next to a wall that had like kind of graffiti or whatever on it, but it was like her logo and everything on this wall. And she was looking at it, and I was like, man, this chick has got someone to paint a whole wall with her logo on it. Like, who does that? Like, who has that kind of income can do that? When I tell y'all, I was like, I'm stuck. I started following her everywhere. It was kind of stalkerish. I'm not going to lie. I'm not ashamed to say it. I stalked her. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, got to know her, saw her, heard her struggle, heard her situation, and could relate to that. And that's what we have to do, is find someone you can relate to, so that when you're listening, you truly are listening to what they're telling you to do and not listening through ears of what you think you already know, right? And so with no further ado, I want to introduce y'all to the amazing Lisa Torres. And before I do let her speak, let me explain to you guys, this lady has exploded over the last 6 months. I would say over the last year even. I've seen her literally go from one situation to another. I'm not even sure. How long have you been here in Atlanta?
For a little, like 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So I've literally seen her jump. I would relate it to, when I look at her, I relate to jumping off a cliff, but I'll let her tell you more about that. When she made a decision to move her family from New York, where it was everything she knew how to live there, she knew how to maintain it, had been her entire life, had been there, and she uprooted her family for a better way of life, not knowing whether it was going to be secure. She didn't have a job locked down here with a 5-year contract. You know, she had her business, and she made a decision to move here, and taking that leap of faith, deciding to operate on the unseen versus the seen, her life has exploded. Now, Lisa, I do want to ask you, welcome you. And I just want to ask you first, right now, at this moment, okay, when you look at your journey, you know, the journey you've taken, what would you tell your children, or, you know, kids, or even other individuals? What would you tell them to help them reach their dreams? Because I know you're still going further and further, yet what would you tell them? What have you learned through this journey that definitely is like a nugget that someone can take away?
I would say that it has to come from whatever their passion is, right? Sometimes we don't know what our passion is, so it's kind of hard to figure out which way we want to go in life and in business. But if you can find out what your passion is, then it'll be easier for you to create a business out of that passion, right? So when I first started online in 2007, I didn't know that internet marketing was going to be my passion. I didn't know that helping other network marketers create results on the internet was going to be my passion. I had no idea. All I came online to do was make some money because I had gotten laid off from my job that I was at for 3 years, making about $55,000 a year, and living in New York. So $55,000 a year in New York is not good money, right? And I just needed to figure out, how can I utilize the internet to not go back to a job? And so I just started joining little programs, following what other leaders were doing and just basically implementing what they were doing. And so I realized, after just testing the waters with different things, affiliate marketing, network marketing, different things like that, I realized that my passion is helping people get results. And it's been like that since 2008. So it took me actually a year. When I got online in 2007, it took me from 2007 to 2008, a whole entire year, to figure out what my passion is. And that is, I get a kick out of helping people get results. Right? I love, when people come back to me and they say, oh my God, you taught me how to do this and this and that. And I went out and I created the result, and look, I got the result. And that, it makes me feel good. So I like to do things that make me feel good. And in turn, when I help others get results, it makes me feel good. So my thing is, if somebody is just getting started, try to figure out what it is that you like and how you can serve others. And when you do that, then you will find out what makes you feel good. Right? So for me, seeing people get results makes me feel good. So for me, it's my passion to go out there to help other people. It's my passion to go out there and serve the community because there's so many struggling. My target market is network marketers, struggling network marketers. It's been my target market since 2008. It's just what I do. So because I love what I do, it's just easy for me to create results now because I love what I do. And when you love what you do, then if you go out there and serve others with whatever you love to do, then the result will, then you're going to appreciate the results that you get, right? And you're going to appreciate the results that other people get. So for example, let's say I was a fitness instructor. Okay, let's say I was into the health and wellness and I was a fitness instructor, and I went online to create a brand for myself as the fitness instructor, right? Which, by the way, I'm not. I'm just using that as an example. But let's just say, for example, I went out there to create a brand that I am the fitness instructor. And so now my job as a fitness instructor, because I love doing this, is to go out there and help people. So now if I take someone who has to lose, 50 pounds and help them lose 50 pounds, in 90 days, let's say, or whatever, because they got the result, I feel good. And so I'm passionate about what I do. And so that's what I'm talking about. So find out what it is that you like to do. Go do that. Help people get a result so that you can feel good about what it is that you're doing. Because there's nothing worse in the world than doing something and trying to serve people and not helping them get a result. How does that make you feel? Right? So if for example, if I was a fitness instructor online helping people get results, and I had a client who came to me trying to lose 50 pounds, it is my job to do everything I can, mindset wise, helping them with their meal planning, all these different things. It is my job to help that person and guide them through the process of losing 50 pounds. Now, of course, you can't help everybody get results. You can't. You just can't. But those that do actually show up and actually do the work will get results, and then you'll start feeling good because you actually went out there and started helping people. So you can't help everybody. I can't help everybody. I mean, there's tons of people that come to me to try to learn how to build their business online, and I'll work with them for a little while, but then they'll start doing their own way, and then they'll start doing their own thing, and it's like, well, I told you to do it that way. You didn't want to listen. I can't help you. And then there's other people that come to me and they're like, just tell me what to do. They go do it. They create results. Great. It's a win-win situation. They got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. And so to answer your question, my thing is just to go out there and find out what you love to do and what makes you feel good. Because when you do that, the money is just going to flow naturally. You don't have to focus on the money. You can focus on what it is that you love to do and how you can help other people to help you make you feel good. Because when that happens, the money just flows. The money just comes in. You can't stop it.
Yes. Nice. I know right now for a fact you're in a position where the money is just coming in. You can't stop it.
It's like a water faucet.
There was a time, in your life where this wasn't the situation, right? And when, I guess the next question is, when did you decide that a shift had to take place in order for you to actually see the results you're seeing now? Can you pinpoint when you had that shift? And the way I can relate to it is that when, I don't know if you've ever, well, I know you've given birth to a baby. Some men on here, some people haven't maybe not given birth to a baby, but when you get ready to deliver, if you're having the baby full term, carry the baby full term, for me on my firstborn, it's like she clicked into place. Like there was a click sound, right? So that was a shift, like, oh wait, something's getting ready to go down, right? It's on now. So what was that moment when there was like that click, that shift that took place where you were like, oh, I get it now. Like, oh, here it is, right?
Believe it or not, it was actually about 6 months ago. So after all these years, from 2007 to 6 months ago, put it like this. I've created results to the point where I don't have to ever go back to a job again. So I've mastered how to do that. I've mastered how to create a full-time income. Now, 2.5 years ago, I was making pretty decent money, enough to not go back to a job, but I still wasn't making six figures, which is what I was aiming to do. So 2 years ago, I kind of had a little shift, and then it kind of shifted again 6 months ago. But the first shift that I had was to keep things simple and not overcomplicate things. So when I started keeping things simple and not overcomplicating things, then that's when, I started creating massive results. And in the program that I was with back then, at that moment, I was 3 months backed up in rent, living in a tight 2-bedroom apartment in New York, in the Bronx. And when I made that shift of just keeping it simple, right? Just knowing what your message is, knowing what your brand is, and then going out in the marketplace with that message, with that brand, then that is when I had my first 6-figure year. Okay. That was 2.5 years ago, and it's been 6 figures ever since. Now I'm working towards 7 figures. But here's the thing. 6 months ago, I had another shift, and that shift was to keep it even more simple. Okay. And when I say simple, I'm talking about because this is what I used to do. I used to think that I had to do everything and be all over the place. So I used to think that I had to do blogging, I had to do videos, and excuse Rusty, he's barking at something. I had to do blogging, I had to do videos, I had to do, Twitter, I had to do LinkedIn, I had to do Facebook, I had to do paid advertising and free advertising. And I just had this mindset of, I have to do everything. I have to do everything. And so I was starting to do everything, but I found myself being extremely overwhelmed with doing everything. So 6 months, and which was fine because I was doing it, but I was overwhelmed by doing it. And I found myself working overtime, and I just created like a job instead of a freedom lifestyle business for me. And so when I stepped back and realized that, wait a minute, I can't do everything. Right. So 6 months ago, I kind of stepped back and kind of decided, well, of these things that I'm doing, what is producing the most results, the best results? And how can I take the little tedious things that I am doing and give it to somebody else to do it? Right. So to outsource it. So I kind of condensed everything that I was doing. And what I like to do. So what I like to do, for example, is I like to blog. I like to do videos. I love to connect with people on Facebook, and I love creating emails and sending them to my list. 4 things, you know, and then every now and then I'll do like a webinar or something, maybe once a week or whatever. But as far as daily stuff, 4 things. My blog, my video, you know, sending it out and getting eyeballs to my actual content, posting my video up on Facebook and things like that, adding value, posting lifestyle images, posting results, things like that. When I kept it real simple like that, that's when everything changed. And then all the tedious things that I don't like to do, I hired an assistant. And now she does everything for me. So for example, my Instagram images, yeah, I like creating images, but that's not income producing activity for me. That's not going to make me money. So why not give that to somebody else that can do that, right? And let her make the images. So now she makes the images while I'm doing income producing activities. You know, she's doing all these other little things that I just don't want to do that takes up my time. So I started doing this 6 months ago, and what are the results? I grew my team of over 500 members. 206 of them happen to be my personally sponsored ones. And I did that all in 6 months with no paid ads. So how did I, out of the 500 and something people that that are in my team, 206 of them being mine, then you do the math, right? So almost half of that is team duplication. Why? Because I'm telling them, keep it simple and just pick, you know, 2 or 3 little things that you like to do and do them consistently every single day. Every single day. As a matter of fact, my coach that I just recently hired, Ray Higdon, many of you know who he is. He's a 7-figure blogger. I hired him because, first of all, he creates multiple 7 figures in all different kind of aspects: coaching, his own coaching programs, his own products, his own info products, network marketing, affiliate marketing. Like, he's doing all of the things that I want to do. He is what I want to be. So if you hire somebody who is what you want to be, then eventually you will be that person, right? In your own little way, of course. So I hired him recently, like last week, right? I hired him to actually coach me to get from where I am right now, which is 6 figures, to where I want to be, which is creating a 7-figure income. One of my goals is to, within the next 12 months, is to save $300,000 to buy a house in cash. So I have the house that I'm looking at here in Atlanta. In Atlanta, you can get a nice house for $300,000. I'm talking about mini mansion looking type of houses. You already know, Shalonda. Mini mansion type of houses here in Atlanta for about $300,000 or $400,000. So my goal is to save $300,000 or $400,000 in cash within the next 12 months, so that I can pay for that house in cash, because I don't want a mortgage. Because when you get a mortgage, you're actually paying like what, quadruple of what the house actually costs.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a $300,000 house, by the end of the 15 or 30-year mortgage, I would have paid triple that price with all the fees and all this stuff that, you know, the loan and all that kind of lingo, right? So I figured, well, why not just hire a coach who actually has track records of having $1 million weekend, $1 million weekend, right?
Yeah.
If I can just get to, and then also he has someone else he's coaching right now. I'm not going to mention the name. She's another marketer, but when he took her as a client, and I'll share 2 success stories too. When he took her in as a client, when she hired him, he helped her with a product launch, not her own product, like an info training course. He helped her launch that, and I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was really short, like maybe within a few weeks, short, she made almost $250,000 just from the promotion of that product. So when I learned that, and I learned that he helped her with that, I was like, wow, I want that. I want to be able to just in like, I don't know, a few weeks, create $250,000 in just a few weeks. Like, I want that, because if I could do that, now remember, I'm giving myself 12 months to get to be able to get $300,000 in cash. I'll probably do it way before that because I definitely plan on coming out with my own product and him helping me do a product launch and me making $300,000 or more in that short period, you know, just a few weeks, right? So, excuse me, that's just the goal. It's the goal. So I forgot where I was leading to with this point.
The shift.
Yes. So my shift was, you know, hire somebody to do your, you know, little tedious things that you just don't want to do, that don't serve you, that don't help you grow. Just outsource it. And then also try to find someone who is where you want to be, and then hire them to coach you. Okay. Now, of course, that part, the hiring of the coach thing, that just happened last week. So that wasn't a result of my shift 6 months ago when I created, you know, when I personally sponsored 206 people in 6 months. He wasn't the result of that. The result of that was me condensing everything that I was doing into the things that I like to do, which now is just basically blogging, videos, Facebook, and emailing my list. That's it. That's all I focused on every single day for the past 6 months consistently. So, you know, when we got on here on this Blab, you're like, oh, you've never done Blab before. No, and I don't really care to. It might be a great platform, and maybe I'll use it once or twice in the future. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But I know right now, me keeping it simple, me keeping it focused, me keeping it on doing like income producing activities. Not that I'm not saying that this platform can't be an income producing activity. That's not what I'm saying, because it can. It's just that if you're going to be doing Blab and this is going to be your thing to do, then make sure you do it consistently and you start getting results with it. Otherwise, it's pointless. It is absolutely pointless. Same thing with Periscope. You know, I did a few Periscopes, but it's not my main thing. Do I want to continue doing Periscopes? Yeah, maybe in the future, but right now it's not necessary because I have everything that I need. Blogging, videos, Facebook, emailing my list. That's all I need. I don't need anything else, because what I'm doing right now is producing results. So to make a long story short, try to find out what it is that you like and stick to that and do it every day and do it good. Master it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I am literally writing notes as you're talking. Cool. I like to make sure we review, you know what I'm saying, go back over. Now, let's go back to the fact of what you've been able to create in the last 6 months, because some people see that and they've never created a lead online. They've never done a blog post. They are on Facebook for fun, you know, hobby. Mm-hmm. And so they're in a position where they see that and they're like, oh, you know what? I can do that, right? I could do that in 6 months. But even though you just pretty much touched on a few major topics about picking those areas that you enjoy doing, right? The area that you enjoy doing, but then you kind of got to know what that is, right? You got to kind of tap into it and find the area where you're most comfortable. But what do you say to the brand new person? I put here, like, you know, can you tell us like the 5 steps to how you built a team of 500 plus? I know there's the consistency. One thing you said, you kind of threw it out there, but being consistent in what you decide to do online. Not necessarily being a jack of all trades, but a jack of maybe 3. Yeah. 3 trades, and doing those 3 really, really well consistently. That's definitely one of the steps to get into a position where you're creating 500, you know, let's back to sponsoring 206 people in 6 months personally. Okay. That's not something that I know everyone I come across with has done, right? So let's the 500 on team, that's cool, but 206 personally sponsored in 6 months. One thing being consistent with the techniques, the group of techniques, you know, that you decide. What would be another step? I mean, because I know you made some shifts in even what you stand behind, what you offer as a solution to those that connect with you, that you've attracted, right? How do you feel that kind of had a lot to do with your results as far as having confidence? I found recently I had to make a change in what I was using as a solution because I had lost confidence. And I didn't see how it was actually, like you said earlier, I wasn't seeing those I was helping actually having the results. Even if they duplicated what I did, they weren't having the results, which ultimately led me to feel like, you know, I wasn't feeling good about it, right? So I just kind of shut down, stepped back, like, okay, Shalonda Gordon, online marketing angel, light off for a second. We not home. You don't see me. You don't see my car in the garage. You don't see that. You know what I'm saying? So then I had to make a shift to where I could actually, I had confidence again, confidence in what my solution is, be it my own product, be it, you know, an affiliate, whatever, having confidence in that solution. Would you say that that might have been part of some of the results you've seen, was making that shift into something on the back end that you had confidence in?
Absolutely. Going back to what you said in the beginning, when, well, let me just put it like this. When you are trying to produce results, right? Here's what people look at first and foremost. They say, okay, I'm going to do this thing for a month and I'm just going to try it out. And if it works, then it works. Great. I'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to kind of like stop what I'm doing. Now, let me use blogging as an example. Okay. Blogging, if you're doing SEO blogging, let's just say you're only doing SEO. Okay. If you're doing SEO blogging, there's no way on this planet that is going to produce results fast. It's just not going to happen, because with SEO blogging, it takes time for you to get results with. It's just a fact, right? However, if you get into blogging, which is what I do, because I do SEO and the kind of blogging that I'm going to share with you right now. I do the SEO blogging, which is going to be working for me over time. But also, what do I do with my blog post after I publish it? Do I just let it sit there and wait for the search engines to pick it up and the people to actually find it when they start, you know, typing in the search terms? Do I wait for that? Or do I take my blog post and start syndicating it? Right? And actually, I forgot where I was going with this. Isn't this the second time that this happened to me I completely brain dead right now. I don't know why. But anyway, let me finish going on with my point. What most people do is that they think, well, I'm not seeing any kind of results, so clearly this is not working. Okay? So what do? They get frustrated and they say, oh, this doesn't work. And they jump onto the next thing. And then they try it again, and then it doesn't work there. And then they say it doesn't work. Then they try it again somewhere else, and they constantly jump around from business opportunity or affiliate program or whatever to the next, right? Rebranding themselves all the time because they think their brand is not working and things like that. But what people don't realize is that it takes time. And unless you are willing to, and obviously this is for the new person just starting out, trying to figure out things. It takes time. So for example, when I first got laid off, right, in 2007, this was when Obama extended the unemployment to 2 years. I thank God that happened, because I would have been screwed otherwise. Because my first year, from 2007 to 2008, I was making commissions, but it was only about, you know, $800 to $1,000 per month. And for some that might be great, but for me, who didn't have a job $800 to $1,000 a month was not cutting it. But thank God, I saw the potential. The potential was there. So I knew that people were buying online. I just needed to know how to get more people to buy from me. Okay. How can I serve more people so that they can buy from me? Right. So to make a long story short, my suggestion is to pick the 3 things that you want to do, right? We talked about the 3 things and condensing things and stuff like that. Stop trying to be the jack of all trades. Find something that you actually like to do. What do you like to do? If video is not your thing, stop doing videos. See, I like doing videos. Videos is my thing. I think I do videos well. And the reason why I love videos is because people get to see me. They get to hear my voice. They get to see my expression. They get to see everything. And that's why I like video. And, even when I'm out there looking at other stuff, I prefer to watch a video than to read a piece of content, and everybody's different. And that's the reason why I do a lot of video-based and text-based content out there, because I want to be able to cater to people who actually like watching videos and people who actually like reading text. So for example, when I create my blog posts, I put text in it, but I also put videos. When I post images on Facebook, let's say, or my videos on Facebook, I add it with text and video because some people like to read and some people like to watch videos. So you have to kind of cater to both. But the bottom line is to pick 3 things that you want to do and go master the hell out of them. Master the hell out of them. So when I first got started, I was terrified of doing videos, right? I think my very first video that I ever did in 2007, which is, I started with videos in 2007 on YouTube. My very first video, I was petrified. And it literally took me about 50 takes before I actually published it online. And you can see the fear and the confusion and just the uncertainty and, the lack of confidence and all that in the video. You can clearly see it. But over time, as I kept doing more and more videos, I got better. I started getting courses on how to do videos better. I started, attending webinars on how to do videos better. I started looking at what other people were doing in their videos and how I can implement that into what I'm doing and do it better. Okay. And so that's what I'm talking about. Find a few things that you like and master them and be the best at them that you can be. The best at them you can be as you can be. Another thing that I like to do is that I sucked at before was email marketing, mailing my list. Now my open rates are higher because I studied the art of creating powerful headlines, getting people to actually open up the emails, because that's the first thing that they see is headline. What can I put inside of my headline that will get people to actually open it up? Because if you have a weak headline, no one's going to open it up. They'll probably unsubscribe to you like, what is this garbage? Right? So I sucked at it before, but now I do really good at email marketing, although I can get better at copywriting, which I'm learning that as well. But my point is to find something that you like to do. I like writing the emails. Get better at it. Give better call to actions in the emails, right? I like doing videos. Get better at it. I like blogging. Find a way to get better at it. So find the things that you like to do and get better at it. And then once you start doing that over time, you're going to see, obviously this is for the new people, you're going to see that the compound effect for you being focused and consistent on those 3 things that you choose every single day, day in and day out, you focus on those 3 things and you get better at it, you will see that the compound effect over time will produce massive results for you.
Yes, that's good, because I'm on your email list, have been for years, right? And actually, I've noticed some switches in your style, because not only am I on your email list? Yet I study. I'm on email lists of quite a few people. If there's someone who has something and they're doing something, they created something I want, then hey Rusty, hey baby, so something I want, then I'll go and get and start following their list, look at their style, see what they're doing that I'm not doing, or if they're doing something I'm doing it, how are they doing that thing differently? Headlines, emails, and I've noticed a few shifts in your messages that I have implemented and have seen. One was a way you did a call to action. So we use the same system for our follow-up system. So I was like, oh, that's hot. So I tested it and actually received 3 leads from the first email that I switched to look like yours. Now, I'm just saying, people are always wanting the value. They want to know how do you. Sometimes it's not about asking the person and telling them, what are you doing? How do you do this? It's about studying them and implementing what you see to fit your brand. And then you see the results. So I was like, oh, that was hot. So of course I've implemented that on all my emails, and I'm seeing nice results with that, even as far as segmenting your list and that kind of thing, to see what part of the list and what they're really interested in receiving, the kind of information they're interested in receiving. I did have a question from a person in our audience, RDB Field. He asked, can affiliate marketing be done with this process that you're mentioning? And I know the answer, but I'm gonna let you answer that. So the process of picking the 3 things, like, you know, can affiliate marketing be done with this process?
Absolutely, 100%. This process can be implemented into anything. I mean, if you were on earlier, you noticed that I use a fitness coach as an example. You know, it could be anything. It could be a chiropractor. It could be, you know, like a Reiki person, a massage therapist. Like, it really doesn't matter what it is that your niche is. It doesn't matter what it is that you're promoting. The concept applies to all. So if I was a chiropractor, let's say, and I had a chiropractic business, and I'm trying to get more people from online to offline, one of the things that I would do was I will try to connect with people and just implement, you know, try to figure out how can I get local people to my chiropractor business, right? So that's kind of like what I would do. So if you're in affiliate marketing and you're building 100% online, then yes, the concepts are the same. Pick 3 things that you're going to do and do them well.
Good. One more thing I wanted to ask you about, and this is something that I think sometimes we get so busy working that we forget about self-development, mindset, belief system. You know, you're only going to expand as far as you believe in your subconscious mind that you can actually achieve, right? Going and saying, you know, I'm going to make $1 million this year online, but you haven't made 5 online. Like, what are some things you recommend in order to expand the belief system to hold the dream that you're dreaming to accomplish, to make that dream a reality? How do you recommend to expand that self-development, that mindset? What would you say to somebody about that? Because I think sometimes we get so busy working and we don't see the results, and then it's like, it's not a matter of you doing the work wrong. It's a matter of your self-development, the shift in where you are subconsciously in your mind and your belief that's creating a block from you actually breaking through that wall. What would be your recommendations to that type of situation?
Start investing in yourself, number 1, right? And just look around you. Look around you, okay? Look at the people who are just like you creating the results. The proof is in the pudding, okay? It's just in the pudding, right? So put it like this. I'll go back to the year 2007 again when I first got started. When I got laid off from my job and I wanted to figure out how to make an income online. That was my goal. I didn't know how, I didn't know what niche, I didn't know my brand, I didn't even know what branding was. Okay. I didn't know what autoresponders were, I didn't know what capture pages were, I didn't know how to do videos, I didn't know anything about email marketing, absolutely nothing, right? So when I first got online, I said, let me go to YouTube and just look at what other people are doing, see what they're doing. And I actually had my eye on about 5 people. And there was this one girl from Florida. I was in New York at the time, living in New York. There's a one girl from Florida, and she was, you know, she was just, when she was talking in her video, she was just talking all these things that I like to hear. And when I was looking at her and the 5 other people that I was scoping and trying to decide, who am I going to join, right? Who am I going to join? Because people are watching you. They're watching. You may not think that they're watching, but they are watching you, right? So I made a decision to join her because I liked her style. She had a daughter, you know, same age as me. She was just, compared to the other people, and has everything to do with attraction marketing, right? People are going to buy from people they're attracted to. It's as simple as that. There's people, I'll give you a few examples, but there's people that I see right now, like some marketers, that I'm like, ugh, I will never do business with them ever, right? And that's fine, because there's people that actually look at me and say, ugh, you know what? She's too hardcore. She just tells it like it is. I really don't want to do business with. I need somebody to babysit me. And Lisa won't babysit me. Right? And that's fine, because you don't have to like me. I'm not here to please anybody to like me for anything. So when I started looking at her on on YouTube, and I made a decision to join her because of the value that she was putting in the marketplace and the stories that she was telling in her videos. When I started looking at that, I said, well, wait a minute. And then when I got her on the phone to actually speak to her before I actually joined her business, because it was at night, I got on the phone, we were on like for an hour. And then that night I pulled up my credit card and joined her. That was the very first thing that I ever joined online, my first little program, right? And so when I stepped back and I said, let me just look to see what just happened here. She shot a video, she provided value. I, the viewer, contacted her. I pulled up my credit card and I joined her business. So when I saw that, I was like, okay. Well, then obviously I'm going to start shooting videos so people can call me and pull out their credit card and join me. And so what happened? I started doing videos even though I was scared to do the videos, but I did them anyway. And I was terrible at them, but I got better at them over time. And it's just, so when we talk about mindset, it's really looking at the people that are doing what you want to do. And if they're doing it, understand that you can too, right? So my mindset was, well, she's doing video and she just made a sale for me. Then I'm going to do videos so that I can make sales from people who are watching me. And guess what happened? I started making sales from doing videos, people watching me and giving value to the community. That was my starting point, with making money on the internet. Okay. So the mindset that you have to have is understand that it takes time. Some people, get it right away. Some people get it right away, and they'll produce, I've seen newbies that never done this before, and all of a sudden, boom, they're like sponsoring, generating all these leads and sponsoring because they get it. Some people don't get it fast enough, right? Some people don't take the time to invest in learning the skill sets that they need, and those that don't, it will take a long time for them to get it. Those that are not willing to invest the time that it takes to actually learn something, those are going to be the people that actually take a long time to produce a result. See, for me, I was so hungry and so determined back in 2007 that I was unemployable. There is no way in hell that I was going to go back to a cubicle. It wasn't an option. No way in hell. And so because I made that decision in my mind that there's nobody that can hire me ever, it's like, it's not even an option. I have to make this work. That's the kind of mindset that you have to come to the table with. And here's the thing. There's a lot of people that are doing this part-time, and they still have a full-time job, and they're saying, oh, you know, I want to make X amount of money so that I could leave my job, right? But the question is, first of all, when you have a job, your safety net, your back isn't up against the wall. So most people don't take it seriously enough until something drastic happens, like they lose their job. And now their back up is against the wall, where there's only two options now: make it work or get another job. Right? And so for me, getting another job was just, it wasn't an option. It just was not an option. And yeah, I mean, that's the mindset that you have to have. Just come in here knowing that you have to make it work, period. There is no other way. And those people that are doing this part-time that still have a job, they usually use their job as the excuse. They use their job as the crutch. They use their job as the safety net, because it's just so easy to go to a job and get your paycheck every week. It's easy to do that. So people are not willing to go through the not so easy stuff, which is building a business, and actually replace your income with the job that you already have. They're not willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Yet they have this big dream and this big desire to leave their job, but yet they're not willing to invest the time and the money to actually do that. So make a choice. You know, what is your mindset? Make a choice. Do you want this to work? And if so, what are you going to do to make it happen? If not, stay at your job and be comfortable. It's really, get uncomfortable or stay comfortable. You choose.
Right. That is so true. I still remember when I had a job and I was doing the online thing, and then to the point when my job, they laid me off because it closed. We closed down. And at that time I was making enough money online to sustain. And it was almost as if I literally created my own fear. Like I was up against the wall, but I didn't see it yet. Right? My mind didn't see it yet because I was making money, and I had even though I was making more money online than I was at my job. But the minute, when you talk about mindset, the minute, I guess maybe like 4 months went by and all was good, and then all of a sudden I just woke up one day like in this hot sweat, like, oh crap, what if my business stops making money? Like all of a sudden the idea just came out of nowhere. Now, granted, I'm a single mom, you know, kids always asking for XYZ constantly, right? And I was like, Lord. And I started having this fear until I literally manifested my worst nightmare. But at that moment, my back was up against the wall. Now I'm like, well, you know what? I'm still breathing. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? I can still eat and everything. The kids are healthy. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's doing all right. Nobody really knows what's going on inside of my mind, right? They just see what I show them on the outside. So at that moment when I got put up against the wall is when I was like, okay, a shift has to take place. A shift has to take place. And you talk about that comfort zone. I find I do interviewing videos and that kind of thing. I'm really good at that. But I literally, people are like, oh my God, you're so good at that, this, that, and the other. I can't, like, just jumping outside of the box like that every time. It's like literally every time I have to take some deep breaths. That and calling my prospects. Even my prospects that know me, they gave me their number. I'm not cold calling, right? They gave me the number. And then having to decide to do that. It's that shift where you decide I'm going to do it no matter what, right? I'm going to do it no matter what. Now I'm getting phone numbers and it's like, this is good, let me call. Still having to step outside the box, face those fears, face those thoughts that bombard your mind, right? And it's also good to surround yourself with Lisa Torres, you know, people who are having success that in the middle of, you know, a month might call you and be like, what the hell are you doing? Where are you at? Like, come to get to it. Snap to it, right? Which also goes back to hiring a coach, right? And getting to know those things. And I do want to ask you one more question because I want to go ahead and not keep you on all day, even though I love being in your presence, as you know. But another question I would have, oh, by the way, RDB Field, thank you for that answer, Lisa. He says that this is interesting, it's great. And Richard also agrees with you, step away from the comfort zone. Yes, like yes. I found that I have more success doing the thing I think I don't want to do than I do doing the thing I think I want to do. And it's funny, Bob Proctor said, I go through one of his trainings, Winner's Image. He stated that you only have to do something until you want to do it. Then you don't have to do it anymore. Which goes to, like, on my YouTube channel, I have 550 videos. So now I'm at a point where, you know, it's not as big of a deal anymore. But I'm kind of like you. See, I still have my original YouTube channel from 07, 08. I know you said you had lost yours and hadn't gotten it back, but I still have mine. And you can literally go back and see the my first video. And I'm sitting there like, you know, it's almost painful for me to look at it myself. But I use that video to show people where you can go, like how you can start here and keep going and keep going and keep going. So that's a pretty good thing. Now, one more question for you. Well, also, how can people find you? How can they connect with you? You know, what are your handles and that kind of thing? So, because some people on here might, I mean, I doubt it because you are Lisa Torres, but some may not have connected with you or seen you before. How can they reach you? How can they see your name of your blog and that kind of thing?
Yeah, they could just go to LisaTorresSpeaks.com, or they can go to my fan page at AskLisaTorres.com. And through there, they can find all my channels and stuff. Yes, that's it. LisaTorresSpeaks.com. If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
I have it out. Okay, AskLisaTorres.com. That's the
that's the fan page, AskLisaTorres.com.
Okay, cool. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and with the Online Marketing Angels Blab interviews. We will be back again, so please come and visit again for our next guest that we have. I have a few lined up for us, but if you want to connect with Lisa, you know how. Guys, you can connect with me at theonlinemarketingangel.com, and you'll be able to see all kinds of things and how to connect with me, if you want some more training, if you want to know certain things, go ahead and connect with us there. So it's been great. Lisa, you're a great friend. You're an awesome entrepreneur. It's an honor to be in your circle. And it's funny because sometimes you never know who you're in the midst of, right? Like, I never would have thought that I would actually know the lady who had people paint a wall in New York with her logo. But then again, we know now it was a graphic design. But guys, I didn't know about graphic designs back then. I didn't realize that you could take a picture and then have her stand by a blank wall and then throw her logo on the back on a computer. I didn't know all that then, you know what I'm saying? So, which is good because a lot of people don't know what you know now. So when you're out there in the marketplace and you're bringing value, don't overthink it. You are really surrounded by a lot of people that might know what you know, but there are millions and millions of people that have no idea, and they need value. You know, they need to know exactly, they want to hear from you, and you have that value. Y'all gonna laugh about this one, but okay, so I used to smoke weed like for 10 years. I was like a straight head, right? And it was funny because at the time, it seemed like everybody was high. Like, everybody I knew was high. Like, the whole world had to be smoking weed. And people would be like, oh, people don't smoke. I'd be like, everybody's high. I don't know who you rolling with. Where are these people that don't get high? So for 10 years, I was high. I get sober. I'm not high no more. And all of a sudden, I realized, not that many people get high all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I had to step outside that circle to realize that actually, it's a very small group of people that are blown every single day. Like, it's not like it seemed when I was inside the circle. Same thing with internet marketing and online marketing. You might find yourself connected to a lot of people that already seem to know it seems like everybody knows what you know, but just step outside of it for a second. You'll realize that circle is very small. It's very small when you look at the large amount of numbers that we're dealing with, billions and billions of people. It's a very small group. So, be motivated in that to continue to press forward. There is a place in the marketplace for your voice. There's a place in the marketplace for your product, your solution, and your style.
Yeah.
Go ahead and step into that place. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Oh, yes. So thank you so much, guys, for coming out. Lisa, do you have any words?
Do I have any closing words? When you coming over to my house?
You know, I might have to come over sooner than I think because baby girl, she ain't having it. And Catherine might need to hang out with Tati because I don't know what's up with these teenagers, right? It's a whole. She's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's a whole new. So we might need to go ahead and make that happen.
Yeah, we need to make plans soon. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Well, not hanging out with us, blabbing with us.
Right.
This is different terminology over here. Blabbing with us.
Blabbing with us, yes.
You know, just, you know, like I said before, just find what it is that you love to do. Pick 3 things that you love to do, go master them, and then go crush it. So that's really all I have to say.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to stop the recording. Then we're going to figure out how to end because this is a first blab. Thanks for hanging out on the first blab. Yay, we did it. Okay, y'all keep smiling. Make it a great day. Share like 25 smiles because trust somebody needs to
give us some hands. These little things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Props.
Give us some of those. Give us some. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, I'm going to put my fan page over here as well, guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was fun.
Okay, there we go. So there's the fan page.